My first job, I had taken an offer from a company. I had a few friends working there, a couple of years older than me. And they all told me, Steven, you slog it out in this company. It's going to be the hardest year of your life. But after this first year's over, everybody gets a promotion. You're going to get a promotion, better role. You're going to get better pay. And I said, I can do this. So I accepted the offer. Sat down on the first day to meet my boss. And I said, hey, boss, I'm looking forward to working here. And he said, Steven, we're looking forward to having you here. There are 3 things that I need you to do this year to be successful. First, you need to hit your sales pipeline target. Okay. Second, you need to make such and such number of calls to clients. No problem. Third, I need you to be a great teammate. Just get great reviews on any of your feedback surveys at the end of the year. You'll be set. It's going to be a great year. I said, let's do it. I went out. 3 months, killed it. 6 months, 9 months, 12 months later, I stepped back in that office. We're sitting down and I said, boss, I hit 130% of my target. I made so many phone calls and I got great feedback scores from everybody in my team. 5 out of 5. Nobody gets a 5 out of 5. I got a 5 out of 5. And he said, yeah, you did. And he said, that's a great year. He said, we're going to do the same thing for next year. Everything up 20%. And I said, great. And I said, all right, but it's time for a promotion, right? It's time for a pay increase. And he looks at me and he says, Steven, I didn't even know that that's what you wanted. He was like, typically the way that this works is we have to plan this stuff out 6 months in advance. I hadn't been planning for this. I hadn't been planning for your promotion or pay increase. That budget's been allocated elsewhere. He says, but what I can do is, I need you to give me 6 more months. Now that I know this is what you want, you let me handle it. 6 months later, we'll have these conversations again, see what we can do. And I left that meeting. I left that office. I felt terrible. I felt betrayed. I felt dejected. A couple years later, I get a job offer. Another job. I'm excited to be there. I met my boss on the first day and he said, Steven, we're excited to have you. This is what I need from you this year. I need X number of sales revenue. No problem. X number of client calls. And I need you to be a great teammate. Get great feedback surveys, great scores on your feedback surveys from your peers and your managers. And I said, no problem. You got it. And then he looked at me and he said, Steven, there's one thing I need to ask you. And I said, what? And he said, if you do those 3 things for me this year, what can I do for you? What kind of professional goals do you have for the next 1 year? Well, I looked at him and I said, well, I think I want a little bit more pay. I think I want to move this title up from junior to senior. And I'd love to be able to travel a little bit more frequently than I'm currently expected to be traveling. And he said, Steven, I'm asking a lot out of you. But if you can deliver for me this year, I'll make sure that we start having those conversations 9 months from now. By 12 months, we'll see if we can't get you all those things that you asked for. But you have to deliver for me. And I said, okay. And I walked out of that office motivated, ready to roll. And I sat back down and I said, well, what just happened here? So what just happened was that manager, that good boss, allowed me to set an upfront agreement with him. It was very clear. He made it extremely clear exactly what I needed to do for him that year. And then he heard me out and he listened to what my professional development goals were. And everything was on the table. There was no ambiguity. We said it. We agreed that, hey, nothing I said was out of line. Nothing I said was unreasonable. Nothing I said couldn't possibly be delivered if I didn't deliver for the company. And so we sat down and we said, hey, this is what you want. This is what I want. Let's review it again in 9 months. So this is what you need to do to set your own upfront agreements in every job that you have. Make crystal clear between yourself and your boss. What targets do you need to hit? What KPIs do you need to achieve? Exactly what do you need to do for the company in order to have a great year? Once that's done, you can sit back and you can tell them, okay, there's a few goals that I have for myself professionally for the next 1 year. I'd love to have an increase in pay. I'd love to have a promotion from this junior to this senior, and I'd love to get a little bit more travel in. If I can deliver a great year and hit all of my objectives for you in this role this year, would it be okay in 9 months' time if we talk about 1, 2, and 3 things that I'd like to achieve professionally for next year? Is anything that I've said here today unrealistic? Are any of those items unrealistic expectations that I can't possibly achieve if I hit all of the targets of the company? And your boss will say one of two things. They'll say, look, some of the things that you've said here are unrealistic. We have to tweak those expectations. And then you can have that conversation. Or they might say, everything that you've just said is fairly realistic. If you deliver for us, I'm comfortable and happy to have that conversation with you in 9 months' time. This is what an upfront agreement will allow you to do. It allows you to set the foundation for future negotiations by being completely transparent about what you want now.